Hi, my name's David, and I'm a senior business major here at the University of San Diego. I'm from Sacramento, California. So my experience with immigration really began when I came to USD my first year as a freshman at USD. As I mentioned, I come from Sacramento, California, which is a town way up north in California, and I had no real direct interaction with immigration policy as well as immigrants in my own life. As I mentioned, I'm a business major, and so a lot of times there's speculation or talk about what immigration does to the economy, and that's one perspective. And the statistics show us that migrants to the United States will incredibly add to the economy and build the economy in ways that we could never imagine. It will reduce the debt by $1.2 trillion. Every migrant that comes in will create 3 more jobs for the United States. But these are all statistics, and these are all things that I didn't necessarily find my heart or my spirituality really connecting with until I came to USD and I really began to experience immigration from a human perspective. So part of what my faith tells me in identifying as Catholic is that not only are there direct, literal representations of caring for God's creation, for caring of all those people who make up the world, but it also played into my perspective. From my perspective, I was very aware that I wasn't consciousness of what was going on around me, and that hadn't played into my faith yet. And so when I heard that USD was focusing on comprehensive and compassionate immigration reform, it really affected me in a way that I couldn't have imagined myself being taken up in the cause before that I entered USD. Part of my experience with USD is that it's opened me up to a spirituality that comes to define my community not by the people who make up the United States, not by people who make up California even, but by the people who make up this human community. This is something I'll always carry with me, and it's how I want to continue to define my experience here in the world and when I go from the United States. And so I think that immigration to me is a personal matter, not because I have lived it, but because I carry those stories and I have the privilege to talk about those stories. I think there's this common stigma out there that when you're focusing on a social rights issue, that you have to have this personal experience with it, this powerful experience with it of a life-changing story or adventure to become engaged in a movement. And I found in my own experience that isn't true. By simply stepping outside my comfort zone, by going across the border once, by talking to somebody who was not of the same demographic or economic background as I was, my heart was opened into an entire community, into an entire issue that I never could have imagined. And so I invite those who may be scared or may have these preconceptions or may have these fears about what immigration reform could do to our country to take a step back and to take a deep breath and step outside your comfort zone and invite in someone you've never talked to or you never would imagine talking to, because it could lead you to a whole nother place that you would never imagine yourself operating with.